As an entrepreneur and business owner, using social media is huge when you are trying to organically create an audience pool, right? When I say organically, I mean something where you are not paying advertising. Okay, you're not using spending any money to get the word out. This is all you're just consistently posting, and you're posting your branded content. So that means you're using your branded messaging, your words, you're using your branded images and visuals, right? And not only that, but you are being consistent. You're not just posting once here, maybe again another couple weeks, or you're doing it every day or a couple times a week, or whatever that consistency is for you. But by being consistent on social media and by posting things that your ideal client wants to see, wants to engage in, right? You'll start attracting all these different audiences, all these different people, because they can see that you mean business, right? They're showing up every day, consistently posting. Okay. So maybe today you're posting and they might not realize they need your help or need something that you have to offer. But if you're consistent with posting, right, it might be a month from now. It might be a couple months from now. But eventually they're going to, oh, yeah, you know what? I do remember seeing so and so posting all the time about this. Let me go and check them out, right? Just because maybe you're posting now, right, and nobody's responding or engaging does not mean that it's not working. It's not being effective, right? You got to stay consistent with your social media posting. You got to stay consistent with your brand messaging, right? Don't start communicating one way and then all of a sudden switch up, and instead of making it easier for your audience, they're a little confused now because they thought you were along the lines of this, and now you're doing something that contradicts it, right? So stay consistent with your messaging, with your understanding of what you have to offer. Okay. I did talk about this before in a video. If you're a business owner, you definitely need to know why you're in business. What is your purpose? What is your motivation? What drives you to have the business that you have? And then once you understand that, you can understand what type of people that you are trying to attract to your business. And then once you do that, then you know how to speak to those people that you are trying to attract, right? And once you know that, that's where the consistency comes into play. You've got to know what your purpose is, what motivates you, who you're trying to reach out to, and how to communicate with that person, with your ideal client. And from that, now consistently post daily, it could be weekly, but whatever it is, just make sure you continue to post. Okay. And I'm telling you, if you stay consistent, the traction will grow, right? It's going to take effect. And again, it's not going to be something completely overnight. There's some people I've seen where, yes, they start going viral with some of the posts that they're doing because they got so good at learning about their audience and their brand messaging that when they put out a post, it spreads like wildfire, right? It catches on quick. Okay. It's going to take time to get to that point, especially if you don't have a lot of social media skills. Okay. So, my best advice right now to you is just start posting. And as you're posting, tweak your messaging a little bit, tweak your visuals, tweak what you're saying to match your brand standards, right? Your brand identity. Because by doing that, at least by starting, right? You don't try to get it perfect, because that's what I do. I try to get things really perfect before I even put the first post out. But what I've been learning over the last couple months, probably since I started this brand impact 365, what I've been learning is that you can't be perfect. There is no such thing as perfect, no matter how hard we try. All right. So our the best thing that we can do as business owners is just start. Just do it. Just dive in and then learn along the way. Learn the mistakes, learn the things that don't work along the way. So I would say throw a post up. Think to yourself, you know what, self, I think I'm going to post every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays on Instagram, right? And commit to that. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, put a post up. And again, it might not be perfect, but put it up. And as you continue to do it, you get a little bit better. each time until you figure out what your messaging is, what your brand identity is, as far as how you're going to communicate. And it gets a lot easier. It gets a little bit more fun too. Okay. So, just take these things into consideration when you are working on your business and the way that you promote on social media. Okay. It takes a little time, but if you're consistent and you stay on it, I guarantee you traction will come, right? Take it again, for example, this Brand Impact 365. I started at day one, never ever posting on YouTube live all the time like this for a whole year. I started this challenge, and you can go back to my first day. My first video, I think I was in the car driving, right? I've come a long way from that first video up until now, but I've been consistent. I wouldn't have been able to figure out my format or any of this without starting and being consistent and posting. Now, my consistency is posting every day here on YouTube, but your consistency might be posting once a week or 2 times a week or 3 times a week or 5 days or whatever it is. Okay. You pick a platform, you pick your consistency, how often you're going to post, and you stick to it. I'm telling you, it'll work out in your favor. All right, my friend, thank you so much again for tuning in. My name again is LaMorvielle. I am the owner of L'Amour Fashions and the host here at Brand Impact 365. Thank you again so much for joining me. I hope this episode brought you some value. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Every time that you subscribe or when someone subscribes, it does push out to YouTube. It lets them know that this is a place to be when we're talking about brand impact, and others should know about it as well. Till next time, stay bright, stay beautiful, and keep on smiling. Later, Gator. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, then like and subscribe to support Brand Impact 365 with LaMorvielle. And if you are struggling with your brand impact, then watch the next video.